everybody. Welcome to the Chuck and Lisa Show. I am Chuck Nellis, and this is my beautiful wife, Lisa. Lisa? Lisa? Where are you? Actually, she is stuck in a meeting at the moment. She has a bi-month, every other month board meeting for her new job. And she had to go to this one, especially because she's being introduced to the board today as a new hire. She got a great job. I call it a directorship. She calls it a managership, but it's the same thing for a nonprofit. It's really cool. So she's being introduced. I'm sure she's nervous as heck right now, which is weird, seeing she's on the podcast every week. And this is my wonderful, awesome co-host on our other show, The Right Side of Politics, and the producer of this show, Dersh. Hi, Dersh.
What you talking about, Nellis? Hello, everybody. I get to be on camera this week. Yay.
Yeah. Lisa will be here at some point, she says. She's hoping for about 15 minutes from now, but if it isn't, I've got the whole thing laid out so that Dersh and I can do our thing, and you guys will have just as much fun, I hope. So let's see. Let me tell everybody where you can find me on the internet. I used to be in more places than I am now, but it's either because they shut down, which is one of them, or I've been kicked off, which is two of them. You won't find me on Twitter ever again. So if you see somebody pretending to be me, it's not me. And I'm not going to be on Tumblr anymore because they kicked me off, and they aren't even going to get a third strike because they aren't big enough. But you can find me as @Chuck Nellis on Gab, CloutHub, Parler, WeGo, USA.life, MeWe, Codius, and on Facebook when I'm not suspended, which I can't believe I'm still not, but it's going to happen soon. Again. Oh, God. Yeah, I've been speaking freely. You know what's going to happen. Chuck.nellis.7 is my username there. And lastly, on Getter, because they accidentally set my name aside for me, but never told me how to get it. So I'm real Chuck Nellis there. Isn't that funny? They set them aside for all the people they thought would want them and didn't tell us.
It doesn't work out well.
Yeah. Anyway, and you'll find me in North Carolina. Let's see. Now, Miss Lisa, where can we find you? You were going to do that voice, Dersh.
Hi, I'm Lisa, and
Chuck will tell you where you can find me.
I don't really want to talk about myself. So I'm gonna let.
You sound more like Michael Jackson.
This is true. I think so.
Or Mrs. Doubtfire mixed with Michael Jackson.
Hello.
All right, where in the world is Lisa? She has an Etsy store that's really cool. It's mostly jewelry and stuff, and trinkets and keychains and all that cool stuff. Called Vintage Velma Finds on Instagram. It's @VintageVelmaFinds. You can also find her on Twitter, which is mainly where you will find her, as @Louise. And she's also on Facebook. She'll never talk to you there. Instagram, she might talk to you there. CloutHub as Louise, she'll never be there. And most importantly, she has a store called Vintage Velma, just off Interstate. What the hell are we? 85 and 40 in Burlington, off of exit 143. And it's in a place called Consignment Connection, and it's called Vintage Velma. That's where she's got her cool stuff, because she won't mail the good stuff. No, well, so much of it gets broken if you mail something,
right?
And if it's something that's like irreplaceable or rare,
you're out.
You're screwed.
Yep.
so to speak, and that's not good business. So
Don't forget, she writes for Skirts and Scuffs too. She's an excellent
yeah.
writer.
she is an excellent writer. She actually knows more people in NASCAR world than I do anymore. I mean, I know of everyone, and I can tell you stats and facts and figures and stuff. But she actually talks to these folks. It's quite amazing. She and Kenny Wallace have a running dialogue for years now. Pretty funny. Kenny's
Cool.
a hoot.
Yep.
Yeah, she's interviewed two drivers' wives now, right?
Yeah, she's got what? Is it Blaney's wife coming up or?
Yeah, Blaine. No,
Blaine?
not Blaney. Truex. No, not Truex. Somebody's wife. She's got another driver's wife coming up. I can't remember.
I thought it was somebody that is well known. I don't.
Joey?
Joey?
Maybe it's Joey's wife.
I don't know.
For some reason, I'm thinking we'll have her straighten that out for us. Yeah. But she's pretty stout. I don't get to talk about her when she's here because she's usually like, Lisa.
Yep.
She doesn't want to hear about herself. And Mr. Dersh, where in the world can we find you, my brother?
Oh bother! Nobody cares.
Oh bother!
I'm out there somewhere. Hey, Think Already's in the audience. Hey, Think.
Hey, Think. Cool. Yeah. So, well, all right. I'll do Dersh too because he won't talk about himself either. I should just do this every week. If you want to find Dersh, he's mostly on Clout Hub as @Dersh. He is occasionally on Clout Hub. Used to be a lot, not so much anymore. Sometimes on Parler, sometimes on MeWe, sometimes on WeGo, never on USA.life. Sometimes on Getter and Locals. What the heck is Locals?
Locals, I told you about that. It's a place I set up where it's a new gathering place.
All right.
Where you can actually go in and write, which I hope you start doing again, about what's going on.
Like writing. You mean like writing long form?
Yes.
I haven't done that in a while.
I know, but you're
I
good
know.
at
You
it.
know what else I haven't done? My own blog. That blog page I've got. I haven't written in there in 2 years. 3 years. Going on 3 years.
Right. Well, you could put the block, or we could put a link to that blog.
Hey, guess who's here?
Tree.
Lisa in the house?
You need to log in. I got you on your sign in, but you need to just get on here.
I know how to do that.
I know. Welcome.
Shut up, Chuck.
We missed you.
I bet you did.
We always do. We were actually just talking about you.
Yeah?
You'll have to listen again later to hear what we said.
Oh, God.
Yep. I think I already just said Chuck and no Lisa. Who's going to say shut up, Chuck?
Oh, there you
So
go.
there you go.
Apparently, Think did.
Your wish is her command. Oh, we live in a rabbit hole. So while Lisa's getting logged on, I'm going to talk about the first story I was going to talk about. Actually,
Did you not even start yet?
no, we're just going through the intros and stuff. I told you you had about 15 minutes. It's only 10 after.
Well, they kicked me out.
They kicked you out?
Well, no, it's a board meeting. They had to talk about board meeting stuff.
Oh, what'd they say? Now that we're done introducing
They said-
you, goodbye.
They said, it's nice meeting you.
Get off.
Get off.
What is that how they said
No,
it?
they said it's nice meeting you. They would hope that I would have enough sense to leave the meeting, which I did.
We have to talk about secret stuff that you can't know about.
Right, taking over the world and all that.
Yeah.
So,
It was a test to see if I was stupid.
yeah, you're hardly
Where's
that.
my... Oh, there they are.
So I was going to start by talking about the racing stuff this week, Lise, but we can wait
It doesn't
till
matter.
later
I
if
have
you
nothing
want.
to contribute to that, really.
Oh, yes,
I
you
watched
do.
it.
Wasn't it awesome?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to start this week by not talking about the other stuff, but talking about the 24 Hours of Daytona. It's not NASCAR. It's prototype cars, which are the really super expensive ones. And then the rest of the cars are like Porsches and Ferraris and Maseratis and Aston Martins.
Those DPIs are amazing.
Cars that people can actually buy.
You know what?
You know?
Somebody said it's impressive that there are no Indy cars or NASCARs in that race,
Mhm.
but yet they both cover it.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's a good
It's
point. I didn't
just-
think about that. That's
Yeah.
true. Well, there's IndyCar and NASCAR drivers usually.
Yeah,
Right.
but there are no actual cars of that kind in the race, but yet they both cover it.
That's true.
Like Junior.
That's true. Oh, Junior's been in it several times. 4 or 5 times, I believe.
I don't know.
Um,
Since he was 7.
he's been going since he was 7. Yeah, when his
No,
father.
he's been doing it since he was 7.
Yeah, maybe not. So there was amazing battles. First of all, in the prototype division, it was never really decided until the last 10 minutes of the race.
Yeah, there were
Is that the
4
red
cars. 4
that
cars
the
on
red
the lead
car?
lap.
Yeah. 4 cars on the lead lap,
4
all
car-
within seconds of
Yeah,
each other.
and they all at one point or another in the last 2 hours had the lead.
Right. It was just one of those amazing races. Now, the other thing I need to explain about Daytona, if you don't understand it,
Well, the roll.
roll it. Oh, wait, I gotta mute myself. Mute Lisa in this room.
It's interesting, Chuck, that Lisa tells you to shut up, but you mute her.
Yeah, yeah. I
He
like
doesn't
that.
understand
It's
that.
how I get back at her.
Doesn't understand how that works.
She doesn't understand that I know how it works. All right, so there's 5 divisions in it, and they all range from like Corvettes against a couple Ferraris, I believe it is, and then Porsche's basically racing against Porsches in one division, and then all the way up to the prototypes, which is the fastest by far. Now, the prototypes was a great battle, but the epic battle was in the GTD? something.
GTP.
What is the-
GTP.
What does that stand for?
Pro.
Oh,
Pro.
The
B-
GTD,
B-
GTD and GTDP.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it, DP.
la, 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 la.
It's a limit to what kind of drivers can drive. And the GTD, anybody can drive. The GTDP, you have to have a minimum amount of experience. And
Oh, is that like
Right.
the one guy that was like a car dealer or whatever?
Yeah.
Right.
He
yeah, he was in GTD category.
was
So
in the
that's where they-
non-pro.
That's where
Right.
they stick people like Tim Allen.
Yeah, exactly.
Look,
Exactly.
see, I paid attention.
You see, you did. And in the GTDP, I got it.
ABCD.
DP category, these 2 drivers driving almost identical looking, well, they're Porsche 911, so they're pretty much identical, were on each other's tail for 6 hours.
Just a
6
little rubbing,
6
abrasion.
hours. For the last 2.5 hours, they were driving aggressively towards each other, pushing each other really hard. In the last hour, they were bumping on each other, and at one point, the guy in the blue car took the lead from the guy in the red car. That's the only way I can say it, because I don't remember their numbers.
Yeah,
it's,
the blue car and the
6.
red car.
It was the 6 and the 9.
Right.
Oh, well, that's confusing.
And then in the last turn, the guy in the blue car dove under the red car, almost had him, but spun himself out, and the red car went on to win. But for 6 hours, there was this epic battle. So this is what the guy who lost said. I guess everyone has seen the 24 Hours of Daytona by now. Yes, I am absolutely gutted. I drove my heart out, tried everything, but unfortunately it was not enough. The movie keeps playing on in my head, but there's no rewind button. A victory was the one and only thing we wanted. Anything else would have been defeat. That was our approach to the way we raced. Opportunities to win big races like these don't come along very often. So when it does, you have to put it all on the line. The battle I had with Matthew was exceptional. I have absolutely zero hard feelings. We raced hard, very hard. We both with 100% passion. The only thing that gives me joy today is to read all the comments about race fans all over the world celebrating our fight and describing it as one of the best ever. Congratulations, Matthew and the 9 car and crew. It was an honor. It was one of those, it will be remembered forever in the lore of Daytona
Everybody's
24
been
hours.
talking about it. well, everybody that watches races.
Even people who don't have seen this, and they're like, "Wow, what a finish!"
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the very first race I ever attended live.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's cool.
I love
that
it
was-
at night too. Those cars running at night, it's so impressive.
Oh, it is. Seeing the lights and stuff. Well, they were showing people up in the stands, and it was cold.
Yeah,
It
that's
was dang
yeah,
cold.
Oh,
it's
trust
not
me, it was
abnormally
freezing.
cold.
It made it so much more difficult for the drivers, especially at night, because tires don't like cold. They like warm and sticky. So they were hard tires, and they were very slick, they said. But I mean, this guy is Mike Joy, by the way, posted this article I just posted of him and called him a class act. And that really is classy as hell after that battle.
Yeah, it's got to be a heartbreaker.
Yep.
Oh, and you know what else somebody said about the race?
What?
During or after, Elio said he would love to get in on a couple of NASCAR races.
That would
Can
be
you
awesome.
imagine?
Dude.
Even if he did a road course, he did the Roval.
Oh, well, that's what he would do. Is
Yeah, or they said a road course or one other thing. I forgot
Right.
what they
I
mentioned.
in the prototypes, I've kind of skipped over the fact that Elio Castroneva is the 4-time Indy 500 champion,
He was 47,
who is 47 years old,
practically dead.
won his second in a row in prototype. Very impressive. I mean, all around, every single division nearly was very competitive and very fun to watch.
And they have
Everyone
cool
was.
names.
Yep.
And they have cool names like Render Vanderzender.
I love that. Render Vanderzender, doo-hoo. It reminds me of the chef on
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the guy that kept saying
the
the guy that kept saying he never raced with a car with a roof on it before.
Right. That's awesome. You know what I skipped? Well, I got all excited because Lisa showed up. Is I skipped the birthdays this week, so I'm going to do that real quick.
All right, while you do that, I'm running recaps of crashes behind you.
Oh, cool. I'm going to wait for this for a moment because it's our show and we can do what we want. And that was a very fun. That wreck was too sad because that was right at the beginning of the race. The guy barely had gotten warm in the seat. Cold tires, vroom, spin around. What else we got? Vroom. So there was just so competitive. It was just they're playing the one. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next thing. Actually, I'm going to go back from that to the other topics we were going to talk about first, if you don't mind, my love.
What?
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 You're not even listening. What are you doing? Tell me you're reading your email.
No, I'm looking at Twitter.
Get off of Twitter. You got a show to do.
I know. I was
Just
seeing if I
put it
could
away.
find anything funny.
I've got plenty. Don't worry about
I
it.
already read that.
We've got this set up. All right, you and I already worked on this show. We'll work on next week's show next week, okay?
Sure.
You know what's interesting about that is this race too, the 24 hours, and Le Mans is the same thing. That if you're in the same class, you can bump each other and race each other hard. But if you're in a different class and you bump a car from another class, you get penalized. You could actually get thrown out of the race.
That's mean.
Yeah, whether you're the stronger car or the weaker
That's
car.
mean.
Right.
Play with. Don't be like Kyle Busch. Play with the kids your own size.
that.
But it was amazing. I mean, when they just come out of the infield and onto the track, those DPI cars would just pass everybody like they're standing still.
Oh yeah, that's
Absolutely
prototype.
incredible.
This has long been one of my favorite forms of racing, almost as much as NASCAR. I mean, I remember Mark Donohue and Penske driving in the 70s.
Yeah.
Is that the same road course that they used for NASCAR this year?
Yes.
Yes. Yep. Is that why it looked familiar?
I wasn't watching.
You were too. She lies. I'll do it like Gomer Pyle. You lie. No, she watched. She knows a lot more than she lets on. Trust me. All right, now let's go tell some happy stories.
Oh, that was you.
Why would you
What
want
I
to do
did-
something like that?
I thought somebody was breaking into our
That's
camper.
why we do this. All right. There's a video that I posted. You don't have to play the video, but the first story is about this. It's an army guy that's coming home to his dad, who's in a wheelchair, and there's a gift box on top of it. It looks like from his angle, but from the back you can see him sitting under it
The
in a
sun?
chair with his head up in the box.
Yeah, no, he's not even in a chair. He's sitting on his butt, I think.
Yeah, he's sitting squat Indian style on the
Yeah.
ground. Yeah.
You're not supposed to say Indian style anymore.
Why would Indians be mad?
Hey, I'm gonna break our rule about cussing on this show. Fuck political correctness.
I
I'll
don't
say
know.
anything I
They're not-
damn well please.
Yeah, they're not allowed to say.
I don't care.
I don't
They
know.
can kiss my American white ass.
It's sitting
I got
crisscross
free speech.
applesauce, Chuck.
Yeah, it's crisscross applesauce.
Yeah, that's an awful lot of words for sitting Indian style.
And it's also not Chinese New Year.
Well, what was
cool.
that? We were talking about that earlier. What's it called?
Lunar New Year.
Lunar New Year.
Yeah.
I don't think the Chinese have stopped calling it that. Why have we decided to be politically correct
I don't
for
think
them?
the Chinese call it Chinese New Year.
Yeah, they do.
They call it our New Year.
Well, yeah, they're Chinese, but everybody else calls it Chinese New Year, and they've never been offended in the how many
Well,
thousand
Like
years?
I
is
said
it?
don't know.
earlier,
I don't know.
The news, all the stories I saw in the news, they were calling
Yeah.
it Chinese New Year.
Well,
Yeah.
good. Somebody still have some sense.
Okay,
and
good.
That's good.
That's because it's Florida.
Man, because this political correctness crap just. Anyway, so this guy's sitting in there, and the nurse says, "Well, let me hand you what's in the box," and he starts handing up presents. One present, another present, another
Well,
present.
yeah, but she's pretending she's taking them out of the box.
Oh yeah, yeah. But what the father doesn't quite catch on to is there's more things coming out of this box than there's room for in this box.
No, but he's looking at all of them. They're all really cool.
I think he's looking at the presents instead of going, "Wait a minute, what's going on?"
Well, that's funny.
I was waiting for him to hand up a surfboard or an oar to a kayak or something.
Yeah, but all the
funny.
presents were related to military service.
Yeah.
The guy's,
Oh, you got it going. Oh, cool.
yeah, it's all behind you.
Oh, cool. I didn't know you were going to play it.
He's handing the presents up. That was so great.
It's so
I
funny.
love it.
Watch as he's opening these. Oh, nice mug. Aw. And you don't need sound, really, for this. Are you playing the sound? I can't tell.
No.
You don't really even
You don't
need
need it.
You really don't even need the
Second
sound.
one is a lovely
You just
picture.
have to watch the whole entire thing.
I love that picture of him and his son.
Yeah, it is. Oh, he's hitting his heart. I didn't watch the son the first time.
Yeah, you have to watch the whole thing. Yeah,
Oh, and the father did the same motion.
that's so cute. Not to mention the fact that is a very nice looking young man.
It didn't hurt.
Well, I
Cool
did
car.
mention it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Jeep is awesome.
I need one of those.
Yeah.
I have one of those. I have a Jeep. Pretty cool.
Oh, nice chest, too.
Right, and then how is there enough room for this chest? I'm like,
And a baseball.
all right,
Yeah.
Must be his son's baseball bat.
his lucky baseball.
Yeah.
He says, why would he put that in there? He always keeps that with him.
And then what does he do? He does his hat next.
Yeah. He's probably going to notice the sweat on the hat.
Maybe.
I would think.
You would think, right?
Well, actually, I'll tell you when this comes through. Here he goes,
How did he
handing,
even not mess up his hair?
showing him, because he's Ricky Ricardo or something.
It's like, this hat's wet.
Right? What's that sweat? That's his hat. Is there something wrong with him? That's what she says.
Oh,
to him. There
that's
must be
so
something wrong. That's when he just went, no, we're not going to do
I'm not going to
that.
play that anymore.
And watch what his dad does. don't do that.
No, but why?
Right, because of this.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
Wow.
Isn't
That's the best story.
that
you've done.
heartfelt?
That's the best story you've done yet on this show, Chuck.
I found it.
It's a wonderful
I found
story.
That's gonna make me cry.
It did to me the first time I watched it a while ago.
That is phenomenal. Thanks for that, Chuck.
You're
Oh,
welcome,
Lisa
bud.
found it.
Lisa
Pass
found
that
it.
around.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yep.
Yeah,
Isn't that a great
pass
story?
that around.
Wow, love it.
Yeah. Dersh, I'm going to take just a moment to tell you to put up the link for our 100th The Right Side of Politics show now. Okay? Because I want everybody to join us for that one.
I'm not.
Wait, you do it now.
I'm not.
You always wait till the end. I want to get it out there now. You
Now?
can post it again.
Now? Like, right now?
What are you, a bunch of parrots? Polly, want a cracker?
Me now?
No, kitty. All right,
Now?
next story. First, you ain't right. Next story. Massive fire rips through North Carolina fertilizer plant. Thousands asked to evacuate
Very
over
far.
explosion fears.
Not very far from here.
No, it's not too far.
I mean,
dude.
our house is not going to blow up. But,
No.
That stinks.
Ah,
Yeah, you might say.
it's still burning because they can't keep anybody near it. They have
and the
to,
methane.
yeah.
The methane's just going to keep on
no,
coming out for a long time.
Well, no, yeah, but they can't put anybody near it because it might blow up.
Yeah,
So they can't put firefighters near it right now either.
right.
So, and also,
That really
mention-
stinks.
Get a
mention,
helicopter.
mention what else? Mention what else? The
What else?
ammonium nitrate,
Yeah.
which there is a big tank car of,
Uh-huh.
train car of.
Uh-huh.
There's more ammonium nitrate in that train car than there was when there was an ammonium
And how
nitrate.
far is it from this fire?
It's there somewhere.
Oh, good.
It's adjacent.
Okay.
It's
But there's more.
nearby.
It's around yonder.
Right yonder.
Around
It's
yonder.
So that
It's-
thing blows the neighborhood's gone.
that's the same thing that blew up Beirut.
The
Ammonium
harbor.
nitrate.
And what's his name that blew up Oklahoma? That's what he used.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you did that.
And he only had a little bit. This is like
Yeah, a truckload.
This
This
is
is
like
the whole factory
a
of it.
whole train load.
Well, in the factory.
No, it's
alone,
in a
too.
train. No, it's in a train car. I think. There's fertilizer, but then there's this other stuff.
So
The
if the
fertilizer is on fire.
Right.
This other stuff is sitting over here
so
near
if
it.
blows, it's
So if
gonna
it blows
be
up,
huge.
everybody's screwed. And they can't like go in there and move it because everything's on fire. So
Winston Salem, run!
yeah, so they evacuated within a mile radius. They had to go around.
All right. So here's what the fire chief said. 500 tons of ammonium nitrate was in the building. 100 tons of ammonium nitrate was in an adjacent rail car.
Ah, that's it. Okay.
And 5,000 tons of unfinished fertilizer was at the site when it caught fire.
And the sucky part is, obviously people who live near a fertilizer factory are probably very, very poor.
Oh, yeah.
Also, some Wake Forest students though that live in off-campus housing.
Well, they're
But-
poor, too.
Yeah, well, not really, but Wake Forest can house them.
Right.
But these other people, like, where the heck are they even supposed to go? Probably
Yeah.
they probably just paid their rent, maybe.
Yeah. That sucks. So anyway, that's not too far from us, so I wanted to
And it's
mention that
still
story. Still burning.
still
It's going
burning.
to be burning for quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, eventually that'll have to, it'll run out of fuel, but
Can't they just drop some helicopter or B-52s filled with water on it?
I don't know.
Get close to it.
That's what I was. Well, you know what I was thinking is helicopter drop, like they do a forest fire. Straight
Right.
down. I mean, there's not much wind. They can go straight above it and go boom. To me, that would
They
make
should be able
sense.
to do
Yeah.
something.
I don't
Right.
know.
So
Guess
they're
that
just
maybe
looking
they're-
at it.
I mean, they're trying. I guess they're.
I mean, they're waiting for rain.
Well, no, they're not. Is that what they said?
How else are they going to put it out?
I don't know. Maybe it takes a while for the helicopters to get the water. Where are they going to get it from?
Well, Asheville. They must have
Dude,
fire.
No, they can't fly water from Asheville to Winston-Salem.
The helicopter drop bucket thing.
Oh, those could come from Fort Bragg, probably.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not like they could just start them up and bring them over. They got to
They
get
already
the water.
said robots. They do have those robot firefighters.
They
That's
have
pretty
a
cool.
yeah. They said something about a drone. I don't know.
No, that's cool.
so they have
I'm not a firefighter.
that second picture.
Well, I hate to drone on about this story.
The second picture, I mean, it shows the firefighters on the ladder and
Yeah.
squirting the. I mean, look, it just looks like you're squirting a fire hose on a forest fire. It's just so small.
I was going to say taking a piss on a forest fire,
that too.
basically. Yeah, it's not very functional. I don't
don't
get
see
it.
how that's going to help it at all.
Yep, not good. Alrighty then. So hopefully nothing happens, and if something does, we will post you next week.
Unless
Oh,
we get
sure.
blown up.
Yeah, from here, now it'll have to be one hell of a cow fart.
Yeah, I was just in Winston-Salem, with Thanksgiving, and that's
Yeah,
Pretty town.
interesting. Oh, it's gorgeous.
some of it is.
It's
Yeah,
a great college
probably
town.
that part of it is probably not very pretty. That's why the fertilizer plant is over
Well,
there.
yeah. They're not going to have it right next to Wake, are they?
Nope.
Probably not.
Although the part where they have the football stadium, that's not a really great part of town. Remember
Mm-hmm.
where we went to see Guns N' Roses and Billy Joel
Mm.
in a football game? Remember we drove through some kind of sketchy
Yeah. Nope.
areas.
Yeah, that was called Faculty Row.
Was not. It's not.
Well, that's interesting.
Hey, that's where your boy Ike went to school. The guy that you have a picture of, Durst.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to wait.
He went to Wake. He went. That was the year they won the NCAA's. He was
Florida.
a freshman.
Hey, guys. A Florida teacher had a snowman nailed to her class from her sister in Kentucky. They had never seen snow. These kids. No.
No
So
kidding?
she over. Oh, it's no kidding. The teachers in Tampa. You don't get a lot of snow in Tampa. It's snowed in Orlando. When's the last time, Dersh?
About 12, 13 years ago.
It snowed somewhere in Florida.
And
this
I
weekend.
was
North Florida gets, and over the Panhandle gets snow.
right,
Yeah,
right,
Every
but not
couple
down,
years.
not down the
yeah.
way.
My parents would get it every once in a while.
But not down that way.
You know where they lived?
Where?
They lived in Niceville.
I love Niceville. They have a great
Yeah.
kindergarten.
It used to be.
She's just
but it-
smiling like that because her mother
No,
wasn't
you know
always
what?
so nice.
No, you know what though? It used to be called Boggy Bayou.
Boggy bye.
Bayou, but they decided that wasn't a very nice name, so they named it Niceville. Really, that's like the best
Why
name.
not?
It's the best name they could come up with.
Did somebody win a contest and get
Probably.
$100,000
At least they
for
didn't
it?
name it like Nicey McNiceville Face or something like that.
That would have been funny.
That
It's a
was
very,
fun.
it's a
That's a
very
fun-
nice town though.
Yeah, it is. They're actually a rival of Lake Mary High School where I used to teach, because the way the district system's set up, we would always meet them in the quarterfinals or semifinals of the major sports,
Cool.
basketball or
Right.
football or whatever.
They used to have a really good high school football team, also a long time ago.
Yeah, they did.
What's his name? Danny Wurtzel went there. Or
But they
something?
didn't have any snow games.
No, I don't think so. But I used to go there every summer for a long time, from when I was 15. And then, I mean, after
So the snowman's name is Lucky?
why? Because he got to go to Florida and die.
And you know what's going to happen when he melts?
Did they really name him that?
Lucky.
Lucky.
And you know what they're going to do when he melts? They're going
What?
to save the water for a new plant for Earth Day.
Aw.
Happy birthday
I hope they
to
put him in a
you.
bucket.
What do you think?
Well, they don't know. They never had a snowman before.
I think they've seen snow melt, but I could be wrong.
They haven't had snow. How would they see snow melt? They're little kids. They're not rocket scientists.
You know how cold it is up in Minnesota and Michigan right now?
Very.
Very.
Did you ask Jerry?
Oh, he keeps sending us posts with the temperature. I'm like, brr, each time. Yeah.
With every post that she said, Chuck reminds me of why I don't live anywhere near the north.
No.
And they've got another big ass storm coming. So bad that schools are closing across Detroit.
Yeah?
They never close schools.
No?
Nope.
Cool.
Pretty wild, huh? Speaking of that,
How
A
did she get
canine-
the snowman down? I want to know that.
How did she
she
get it?
overnighted
She
it. She
she
packed it with ice packs
and tinfoil,
and tinfoil.
There he
and
is.
then she overnighted him.
Oh,
Right.
he's a cute snowman.
Yeah.
Well, I bet that cost a ton of money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah, I don't know
pretty
about mailing snowmen. It's not usually
Yeah. No.
the
Don't
best
try
way
this
to
at
do it.
home, kids.
cute. Well, I mean, it's like it's frozen water. Got to be just the weight of it alone. Has got to be a ton of money.
Yeah.
You'd think. You'd think.
There he is.
So, Oh, you got him?
Yeah.
Cool. There he is.
What are those?
There's
Blueberries?
Lucky.
Olives? I think he's a very small snowman.
Blueberries, it looks like.
Yeah, and a baby carrot.
Yeah. and
He's a
baby
very
carrot.
small snowman.
He's a very small snowman. He's very small, you know.
Sort of like Kyle Larson's head.
Throw that helmet while we're talking about that.
What happened?
Just for a second. Dershey bought a life-size helmet of Kyle Larson's.
Yeah?
It's for his midget racing. What else would it be? So
What?
she's going to put it on the screen.
What?
He's holding it up.
Well, is it?
He's about to, anyway. Hurry up!
I gotta push buttons. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Like life size, like he could wear it?
Well, I'll let you decide once he shows
That's
it.
what Chuck said.
Go ahead, hurry up!
Hey, I'm working on it. There it is.
Dang, dude. Back up. Back up. There you go.
That
There you
doesn't
go.
fit him. That's like for an infant.
He's very small, you know.
He's little.
That's like for a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Hey, he has to fit in the midget car. It's got to be small.
That's
Right.
not real.
He's about 3 foot.
No,
About
he
3
does.
foot
He
tall.
does forget to eat, though. He said he forgets to eat.
For about 3 years at a time. We're very silly. We admit it. So, my last story for the evening before we talk about some more racing.
It's a puppy.
Remember I was saying how cold it is in northern Michigan?
You just said that.
I know.
Yeah.
K9 locates missing man lost in freezing North Michigan woods.
Yeah, was it Jerry? No, he doesn't even live in
Now,
Michigan, right?
that would have been Gray Cat. Gray Cat lives up there. Somewhere called Gerish, G-E-R-R-I-S-H, Township, Michigan. A heroic member of Roscommon Sheriff's Department has saved a missing man in North Michigan over the weekend, is being heralded as a good boy. Not a hero, a good boy.
He's a good boy. He's a
In some
good
places, they do hold ceremonies and put a medal around the thing's neck. In this town, good boy.
They gave him an extra treat.
He's cute.
So Ghost and his handler Dakota Darso. What a name for a
Yeah.
cop. Missing man. There was a missing man who wandered into the woods. So they arrived there 8:45, and were alerted the man, who they believe was originally cognitively impaired, had already been in the woods for several hours at temperatures around 11 degrees.
11D?
11
Oh,
D.
11D. 11D degrees.
No, I said 1D. 11D degrees. I catch that this time. Anyway, they went through the heavy woods about half a mile and found him. 58-year-old man from Pennsylvania figures.
How'd he get there?
That's a long wander off this track, isn't it?
Took the wrong
So he,
turn.
he went for a walk and got lost.
He
He
really
Took a
is
wrong
a
turn
good.
in
wrong-
Pittsburgh.
took a wrong turn in, what does Bugs Bunny say? New Mexico. What's the name of that city? Albuquerque.
Oh
Took a
yeah.
wrong turn in
I
Albuquerque.
don't think he would go through Albuquerque to get there.
How the hell did he get to Minnesota?
Lisa, is the inside of your cup green?
The whole thing is green, and I forgot that I'm not supposed to use it during the show because it looks
Every time you
weird.
take a sip, every time you take a sip, there's a hole in your head.
Yeah.
Is it invisible?
Yeah, see?
There's a hole in your
I want
head.
to see it. I'm
It's
looking.
green. Look.
I'm watching. I didn't see that before.
Lisa gets a hole in her
Oh,
head.
that is funny.
Yep. But
So she always yells at me to say, "You can't wear green on the show."
I'm not wearing
like,
green.
"Okay, I'll go
I just got my
change."
favorite cup, and then I forgot it was green.
That's cool.
What if we? So that you know what else that means?
What?
We can never have Kermit on the show.
Oh, that's wrong.
We'd have to dip him in paint or something.
Green shaming.
That's
That's a very skinny, very happy young dog.
Yeah,
You
Yeah,
can tell
he
pretty
is.
young.
dog.
He looks like
He's a
it.
good. He's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
Far out, man. Thirsty, you didn't have any questions by chance.
We don't have time for that, man. We got NASCAR
Save
to
it.
talk about.
We're gonna save
All right,
it.
that's
yeah.
fine.
Minutes
That's
of
Oh.
NASCAR.
I got.
That's all
Wait,
good.
I had a NASCAR.
I
thing.
got you.
No, I have just one random thing that I heard on Dave Moody
What'd you
yesterday.
hear?
They're gonna let rain tires on short tracks
Oh, good.
this year.
Good. Good. No rain. I'm tired of them raining out races.
Yeah, and also, Dershi, do you know what the $500,000 penalty is for?
No.
They were talking about there's a $500,000 penalty. You get kicked out of the race and you lose your playoff.
Probably if you modify
I
the
guess
car.
I didn't hear the first part of the conversation, so I'm guessing that's what it is. If you get caught modifying the chassis, but I'm not sure because I haven't been able to find it again.
Hmm.
That's pretty stiff.
Yeah.
Yep, it is.
Think.
I like pretty much ruin your day and your
At
year
least.
Your
and your
whole
year.
year.
At
Yeah.
least.
Somebody does that, they're gonna get barred.
So, one of my favorite weeks that occurs several times a year
I have a hole in my face.
is Barrett Jackson. I'm just gonna keep talking. Is Barrett Jackson week?
Oh
You've
man,
been watching it, Dersh, haven't you?
Yeah.
I watch it all. I love them because it's so many amazing cars. From everything that you can afford to buy to things that you wish you could buy.
you know what it sounds like from my end of the room?
What?
I used to have that car. I used to have that car too. Hey Lisa, do you like that car? You don't like it because it's a fastback, right? That's what it sounds like.
I've had a lot of cars. A lot of cool cars.
Lisa does not like Mustang fastbacks, period.
No.
So, therefore, I will never have a Shelby unless somebody gives me one for free.
Yep, she can't have a 65 through 72. No,
They made-
71.
They made
71 was the last
coupes.
Shelby.
They made coupes before. Oh, Shelby.
They never made a Shelby coupe.
They
had
should.
GTs.
They should.
Never did.
Maybe they should.
So you can never have a Shelby, even though you love the Shelby
I have
so
a
much.
dog.
You named your dog Shelby.
Shelby, vroom vroom.
All right, so they sell amazing things here, and one of the things that you would not believe. Remember Greyhound stations back up until the 70s, I guess.
You mean when they still had them?
Exactly. But a 1940s Greyhound bus line tin sign with an animated neon dog just sold for $149,500.
That was at the
Shut your
beginning
mouth,
too.
Chuck.
That's pretty cool.
Almost 150 grand for a Greyhound sign.
Did you see the Ford sign? There was a
Oh,
neon.
yeah.
That was like 400,000 or something, wasn't it?
Some of them are just incredible. So besides all the amazing cars that they do at Barrett-Jackson, they also do, what was that other thing? A coffee grinder?
No, it was like a
Coffee. What was it?
no, it was like a milkshake mixer or
blender.
something. A blender.
Yeah. It was an old blender that went for like, was $18,000?
I don't even know. It was
It
dumb.
was stupid.
These people are dumb.
Apparently it was rare as hell, so they decided, well, it's sort of like a car.
It
What?
has a motor.
It's like, what? How do you get a blender into Barrett-Jackson? Anyway. One of the cool cars that they had, well, they had several of them. They had 23-window Volkswagen vans, which have become an incredible thing.
But they're not the originals.
Some of them are not the originals, as Lisa mentioned. And there is a Brazilian version that was made until later.
How many is a Brazilian?
2 more than that.
A Brazilian. 2 more than that. And the Brazilian ones are made from thinner steel. I didn't know until Mike Joy told us this weekend.
But they're still pretty.
But they're still pretty, but they just aren't. They get about half the value of an American.
You know what?
One.
Providence Schmovenance. I don't even care.
What?
I don't care where they came from or who made them. If they look the same, I'll drive the crap out of that thing.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Well, the thinner steel would be a thinner car.
Really?
Well, lighter car. I mean, yeah.
Yeah? Are you allowed to drive them here?
Huh?
But
Absolutely.
not in California, probably.
Even in California. But yeah, Lisa sent me a picture of a beautiful 23 window that was sold by somebody else outside of
There's this really cool
that
website.
orange one that
There's
you
a
showed
really
me.
sorry, my nose itches like crazy. I think I'm
Bringatrailer.com.
I'm allergic to you. Bringatrailer.com. You could like geek out on cars there all day long.
And she does.
No, I
love
don't.
my
I
wife.
rarely look at it because it's a time
It's car porn.
stealer. Yeah.
So like this one 23 window VW van that she found went for $162,000.
But it was pretty.
Sure was. And what makes it? Do you know what makes it a 23 window, Dersh?
Has 23 windows.
No.
No?
No. There's all sorts of window different versions, but what specifically makes
Corner windows.
rear
You
corner
know
window?
why I know that? Because you told me that
I
while you
told
were
you-
watching Barrett-Jackson.
I told you to learn that because you would
You
be
didn't
tested
tell me to
later.
learn anything.
I said you'd be tested later.
When do I ever pay attention to you?
See?
Good point.
IndyCar now has a more advanced shock setup than Formula One does.
With diagram.
With diagram. I'm not going to bore you to death with technical stuff.
Why you would do that to me?
Oh, I'll do it later.
Okay.
They're very similar setups, but in a nutshell, they have a inverter, it's called, in the middle of the shock damping system to make it even smoother. It's there. I summarized.
Okay.
I bet they can't go over a blue bump at the Indy 500.
I bet they can't do the Bristol dirt track. Hey, Daryl. Let's see. Think already. I haven't been paying enough attention over there. I'm just screwing around. Yes, they need to get their shit out of there with
They
that
are.
fire.
They are. They're not. Yeah.
I wouldn't mess around with that fire.
No, they're not there. They left.
Please leave a message after the beep. I'm out of here.
What's an inverter?
It smooths it dampens the vibrations.
Inverter.
Yeah.
I never heard that word before.
You cussing
It's a
at Chuck?
racing. It's a
Inverter.
racing thing.
Okay.
So how did your meeting go?
It wasn't. It was a board meeting.
Well, how was your board meeting? Was it good?
It was fine.
Was it like formal? And they said,
It's a
we
real
would
board.
like to introduce
That's a real
Lisa
board meeting.
Nellis.
It's a real board meeting. We had to have a quorum and all that crap. But I'm not on the board, so I don't count. I was just there because I just got hired. So I had to tell them, give them some background, how I'm not really from Durham, but I've lived there since in North Carolina since 1980, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
And then where I worked, and then where I worked after that, and then where I worked after that, and then where I worked most recently.
Farm out.
Yep. And I mentioned Lou, because some of the people probably knew him,
Right.
and that. Do you know, speaking of, well, I'm speaking of Durham, Coach K's last home game ever is March 5th.
Right.
And it's against UNC, which is already, I've never been to a Duke UNC game.
Right.
Me,
It's
personally.
crazy expensive and hard to get in.
I've lived here since 1980, worked for a former basketball coach, and have never been to a Duke UNC game. That's how hard it is to get tickets.
Yep.
People are selling the tickets online for anywhere from $4,000 to $12,000 a piece.
It's crazy.
A piece.
Coach K is legend.
And the students can't sell their tickets because they don't get tickets. They just have to get in line and get in.
Right.
So they can't scalp theirs.
So they'll be camping out for a week or two.
Well, they probably
beforehand.
already are
Probably.
because it's in a month.
How do they handle their classes?
They have a whole thing. There's tents, and well, like one
Right.
person has to be in the tent at all times, but it doesn't have to be the same person.
Right.
And then they have to all be there at a certain time, like every once in a while. They have like this whole community rule book thing.
Well,
Like if you don't follow the rules, you have to go to the end of the line.
really?
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's pretty stupid, but it's pretty cool. We never had to camp out.
Huh.
Well, I think sometimes for Carolina games, people would camp out, but not for every game like they do now.
Gotcha.
I think they're
NASCAR.
not allowed to have the tents right now, actually,
No?
because COVID and stuff.
Let's do a little NASCAR news.
Oh, let's do NASCAR. Vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom.
It was cool seeing them test on the
Phoenix?
in Phoenix the other day. The cars don't look that much different. They hug the ground better. They hug the corners a lot tighter than they used to.
Chase Elliott is the 900 car now.
Farm out.
Yeah. Because, you know why. The 9, they pushed up the 9, and then there's the O's from the Hooters, so he's the 900 car now.
You know, they should have put the 9 in between the two O's.
They can't.
Then it
'cause
would
it's-
look like two eyes and a nose.
Yeah, they can't because the 9 has to be up in the front.
I know, but if they could do it just that way, it would be hilarious. Anyway, let's see. Nation's Guard is sponsoring Corey LaJoy at the Clash. That's what we need to mention. The Clash.
Have you seen Brad Keselowski's car? It's purple.
Oh, cool.
I gotta get it.
The Clash is at the Los Angeles Coliseum, and if you're thinking that's a football field, you're right.
But it has a track on it now.
The reason they could do this is because it also had a running track around the perimeter, so they have enough room to put a full quarter-mile oval inside it,
That's like Bowman Gray.
just like Bowman Gray, which undoubtedly was the model for this.
And you know what they need to do next?
What?
They need to have the All-Star race of Bowman Gray.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be awesome.
Hey, I know somebody who's not a fan of short tracks. Birch, what do you think of the track inside the Coliseum?
I hope everybody wrecks.
They're not gonna wreck. You know why?
They all do it.
They can't go fast enough. The problem
Yeah,
is,
exactly. They can't go fast enough.
But the Bowman Gray one, the ones in the front got wrecked. What happened to everybody else? They
Every-
wrecked behind them.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's going to be the same way when they wreck up front. Everybody behind them's going to wreck.
We'll
there's
see.
no place to go.
Yeah.
Literally,
There's no
place
runoff.
to go.
Yeah.
You're in the track. You got
And-
jersey barriers on both sides.
They keep
Yeah.
saying too the drivers are going to drive on the inside of the track. Both of the turns are U-turns.
There's
This-
four.
They are.
Yeah.
They're U-turns. There's no way you're going to put a car into that
No.
that corner like that and
With
come
that
out.
much horsepower, they are only going to get up to about 70 on the straightaways. That's my read. Is they'll get up to about 70, and that's about it.
They can only get up to 80 in Martinsville, 85,
Right.
and that's a bigger track.
They get up to about 110
No.
at Martinsville.
Okay, average speed.
Yeah. But if they get up to 70 there and have to hammer it, could you imagine doing 150 laps in that tiny little bit?
I could drive. I could drive.
I'd get dizzy.
On that track, 70 miles an hour straight. I could do that.
And you could just beat the cars out of the
Beat
way.
everybody up.
I'll tell you what.
Did in that.
The fun part of that is going to be the qualifying, because you want to be in this race no matter what it takes.
And nobody's guaranteed except for your boy.
Yeah, Larson's the
The
only one
midget.
that's guaranteed.
The
yeah.
midget. Yep.
Oh, there's a nice picture. You can see that there's really not that much difference in the two cars. Little lower nose, so big, and not a square in the front. Alrighty, you won't believe this, but we've already almost completed our show again. We've only got 3 minutes left.
Well, check. Before we leave, this is my problem with the new car.
What?
Let's tell us.
What does NASCAR stand for? What are the letters?
Well, you should have brought that up in 1980.
North American Stock Car.
Yeah, that's all you need to do. Stock car. This is
Auto racing.
as far away from stock car as you could possibly get.
When's the last time there was a stock car in NASCAR?
Well, I mean, at least the
If they
cars
changed it-
were in the shape of a car you could buy.
If they changed it to different car, it would be NADCAR, and that would be weird.
No, it should be a North American clone car, is what it should be. That's all they are, is clone cars. They're horrible. You know what? I don't know if you,
The S stands for stupid.
yeah. You know what? I don't know if you saw, but Politico put out an article today saying that NASCAR is trying to distance themselves from their conservative followers.
Oh, no!
That's their goal with all the changes they're making.
Well, consider the source, first of all.
I don't read
Well,
It's
yeah, but
Politico.
look what they've done, though. I mean,
I
seriously.
know, but it's Politico.
that. Yeah.
There hasn't been a stock NASCAR since 1980, buddy.
But
And you know what they did this time is they actually made it look more like a real car than the last generation. That was their goal this time, is to make it look more like a real car.
If
Did you
you look
see-
at those cars from the back, from the side, without seeing the
Well, no,
nose,
they're all the same.
you can't
Yeah.
tell the difference. Well, you could, if you're looking at a car from the side previously,
yeah.
it looks like a car that you could find on the
Well, not
showroom
the
lot.
last generation. The last generation was the same, pretty much. You know,
No, it
you
was
still were
completely
pretty
different.
much.
Chevys
What
were
different stickers on the last one?
Chevys
hear
were
that?
wider than Toyotas. You could tell a Toyota from a Chevy from a Ford. You can't in this
Did you-
car.
Did you
But you
hear
do
that?
get the cool sequential
70%,
shifter, though.
more than 70% of the
Yeah.
tickets
Yeah,
that they sold for this
yeah.
are from people that have never been to a race.
That's cool. Well, you know, the sad truth of the matter is there's the last generation of NASCAR fans that love Dale Earnhardt and Richard Petty.
I stopped watching when Dale died.
Well, there's some of those.
Oh my gosh! Do you know how many of those?
But mostly, they're dying.
Well, yeah, that too.
If you're going to have a new generation of fans, you got to get a new generation of fans. And that's what I see they've been doing. The one thing I am glad they did is they got away from that. I'm not a fan of rap. One season they were doing rap all season. Then they went to country, which there's a lot more
Nah.
country fans that watch NASCAR than not.
Nah.
Well, and then they
Then
went.
they had real music during the races last year. That was nice.
That was cool.
Like, I mean, not like
Real
somebody,
songs,
I mean,
not
like
just
not
a
yeah,
knockoff.
yeah, not somebody else singing somebody
Yeah,
else's
classic.
song.
Then they went back to the classic.
They paid for the
tunes.
music, basically.
Right. Yep.
But
Alrighty.
who's gonna be at the Clash?
Who's
Ice Cube,
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, and Pitbull.
I want to see Ice Cube reenact Friday.
He
I want to
might.
know how much the tickets are.
I don't know. It's sold out, isn't it?
Probably.
I don't know.
I think it is because they didn't sell all the tickets. They didn't sell the
We do know that
Rose
half of
close-
Hollywood will show up, even though they've never been to a NASCAR race.
Right.
they didn't sell the rows closest to the track for safety purposes.
That makes sense.
But I think it's sold out.
That's cool.
Well,
Alrighty.
Interesting.
We gotta get out of here. We're over an hour.
Also,
Dersh has already posted
Yeah.
the links for the right for the right. Oh, okay.
What?
For the right side of the politics for Rumble and Clout Hub. If you look in
but not YouTube.
in there, YouTube kicked us off. We are not there. We look forward to seeing you guys next week at 7 p.m. on the dot, where Lisa will be with us at 7 p.m. All right, she wasn't even that late today. Only
Well,
10
it
minutes.
wasn't up to me. It was whenever
know.
they kicked me out of the meeting.
Fortunately, it was soon. Anything that you want to say, Lisa?
No.
Okay. Anything you want to say, Dersh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no wait.
You beat me, Lisa.
Now it's your turn.
Oh, you're a little slow on the hook.
Ah.
Hey, Chuck.
Dersh? Yeah.
Chuck, if we were at
Yeah.
a race together, I
Yeah.
would say, get off my infield line!
There you go. He's silly.
Get off my. What is it? Get off my infield.
Yeah. All right, you guys, we're out of here. We will be back with the right side of politics at 8:30. Join us. It's our 100th show.
100.
We've done more than 100 shows here, but we don't know how many.
We can't count that high.
We can't. That's our problem.
We stopped counting at 13 on this show because it's too much after that.
we ran out of toes.
Got ran
We
out.
only have 13 toes.
I use
On
my...
that note, good night, everybody. We're out of here. Have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Hey,
Shut
Chuck.
up, you two.
Chuck, you almost made it the show without losing control. It was close.
Oh, it never.
Didn't
Good night, everybody.